sweet kiss our live. Now for go alone, yeah. Sweet kiss our live. Now for go along. You take it from Peter today, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Sweet, living is sweet, oh, where the rich or poor. Why not pray for long fellow? He can pray for long life. As long as they live, you know, the better we grow. Fine, power is fine, oh, it can make you heavy. It's just like a volcano. Equator capsize. Sweet kiss our liver. Not for go along. Human being can eat it, or a preacher can eat it. Kiss our liver. Kiss our liver. Oh, sweet kiss our liver. Not for go along. You take it from Peter today, or Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. You check it from me right today, oh mother will check it from you tomorrow. Fine, oh by your fine, may in your fever. Well, people do to you, you dare to cry. Has enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time. Our time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this I had. Sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone, mama. Human being can eat it, oh, the deer can eat it. Kiss our liver. Sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone. Human beings can eat it, or a creature eat it too. Sweet, living is sweet, oh, where the rich or poor. Why not pray for long fellow? He can pray for long life. As long as they living, the better we grow. You check it from me right today, oh, Mary will check it from you tomorrow, mama. Hey, you take it from Peter today, oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, power is power, it can make you heavy. Looking like a crooked, no, equator capsize. Kesawalia, Kesawalia, mama, no for go alone. Why not pray for long fellow? He always pray for long life. As long as they living, the better we grow, my people. Sweet kiss our liver, no for go alone. That's enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time, papa. Our time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this I had. I'm about the way, never where my way gone. Be be your woe. I'm about the way, papa, yeah. go along. You take it from Peter today, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. Why not pray for a long fellow? He can pray for a long life. As long as they live, you know, the better we grow. Fine, power is fine, oh, it can make you heavy. It's just like a volcano, it way to capsize. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver. No for go along. Human being can eat it, or a creature can eat it. Kesawali, Kesawali, oh, sweet Kesawali, oh.
2020 elections, the senatorial elections, we did not secure a single seat. All the by-elections, independent candidates been winning. Majority of them, candidates from different political parties, only seats. And we were able to secure District 9, and because of the sympathy of Muna Pelham,
okay,
because of her death, and a lot of people voted on sympathy. So if Dallas DeLong could have won Maserado that much, even with all the effort that we put, it shows that we don't even guarantee a seat come 2023 except the presidency. Except that we don't even guarantee a seat except the presidency. So this alone tells you that there is a lot of, and most of the people that are supposed to be seated, we have to come on board for campaign for the presidency. And that's why you. That's and some of them we need to go back to the place to work. And not happening that before when John we are here. You were we election. So we have seen it.
We know that other side of the politics. So as a result of wanting to reconsolidate, in your opinion,
you need to close doors. You need to reconcile with people. You need people on board. You need people that you feel that never supported you before. These people supported you. Bring them back on board. You need every corners, every soul.
Honorable Rad, of all of the people who have had disenchantment and disagreement with the party, people who supported the party and left,
you need to call them back on board.
On your list of people who's supposed to be reconsidered and talk to, Prophet Key is that first person who you choose to start with, right?
It's not only Prophet Key. We have a lot of seditions. We have a lot of seditions.
That you are having conversation with?
No, I'm not having conversations with them. The party knows them. The official knows them. We need to reconcile.
I'm coming now. As a sedition, your own list of individuals who you think should be talked to, you thought it wise to have Prophet Key as the first and foremost priority.
Why not to have Prophet Key back? What is it?
I'm just asking.
Why not to have him back? He has supported this region before.
Okay, so
he supported this government. So he supported Josh Weir. So why not have him back?
So we're gonna move to other discussions. My take is your co-supporters, your co-partisans are listening. Do you regret ever, as a politician, they're listening? Do you regret sharing the pictures, the political flyers of an individual who is on record of dehumanizing, humiliating, denigrating, insulting, and saying nasty things about the first and most influential man in your party, the president? Do you regret ever having conversation with such an individual?
No, I don't.
Okay, so we move over to other issues.
We don't want to reduce this conversation to profession.
So we move over to other issues. What are your chances in District number 9? You just made it clear that Koji
District number 10.
District number 10, sorry.
Number 10.
You made it clear.
Before we go to District number 10, I would like to raise a flag on something that is very important.
We're gonna go there. What is it?
It has to do with the bicentennial.
So we're gonna go there.
Yeah,
by the time we are done, your ambition was already existing before the bicentennial. So we're gonna end with it, right?
Okay.
So I'm asking you, with the revelations you've made, Koji already made it clear to you he's supporting Jojo, he's not supporting you, and whatever. What are your chances? You are still a sedition, you just told us?
Oh, I'm a sedition.
Yeah, how are you going to the race?
I am going to the race. You're going to see my picture on the ballot box no matter what.
As an independent candidate?
I'm not saying that right here, right now. Are you going to the primary? I'm open for primary. I'm open for debate.
Okay.
I'm open. So I'm open for primary, I'm open for primary.
If the CDC
I'm working with my district.
Okay.
I'm working with my district leaders. I'm working with the community leaders. I'm working with the young people in my district. And I'm open for primary and I'm open for a debate. I don't see anybody in that district that wants to run a CDC ticket that is competent equal to me.
Okay.
Not a single soul.
Okay.
Well, Karishma, earlier on, you said something about Madiba, our Minister of Gender, who has been inciting people, and that is a wide allegation.
It's not a wide allegation. I got a proof in my phone.
Okay,
She screenshot stuff from on social media, posted it in groups, inciting people, requesting them to remove me from the group chat, asking people to take me out of the group chat. I want to honor one of her program at when she did the program. General Minister did the program for the Day of the International Girls Child. My name was on the list. I was supposed to speak.
Okay.
When she got to the program, when they showed her the information, it was just a few minutes for them to call me out to speak. She asked the girl to remove my name.
Why do you think so?
Yeah.
Why do you think such a decision was taken?
It's glaring now.
What is glaring?
It's glaring because she's close to Koji. Koji told her that he's supporting this person. They feel by giving me a platform to speak to the young people, or when I go to a program and I speak, they feel that they're giving me more edge over the whoever they are supporting. And I don't feel deterred by those things.
That is
at
an
the
opinion.
end of the day,
that's exactly what I want to say. All of
at the end of the day, that's not my opinion. That's the reality.
Okay.
At the end of the day, those same students she didn't want me to talk to came up to me to take pictures, had a conversation. It was even more interesting than even if she had given me the platform.
Okay.
So there are certain things you don't take from certain people.
Okay.
So we'll go back to the same thing. She posted in a group chat. So I went in a group chat. I apologized because I owe it to every sedition. Every sedition, you will not incite my people against me. Even if you call yourself a mother of the revolution, there are people that were there before you came. I started supporting John. Madiba was nowhere. When I started supporting John, we are in the country.
It's a clash for
There are people that are in CDC that holding position were nowhere.
Okay.
When we were there for John Weah before he even decided to go for our political seats.
Okay.
When John Weah brought a Ballon d'Or in this country, people that know me, people that know we work endlessly. My first official warning letter I got in my file at MTN, I got it because of Josh Weah. My first official warning letter because I left my job. I was MTN. I left my job for a week. I had to take care of all the soccer players that came in the country. The likes of JJ Okocha, Samuel Ito, Roger Miller, all the football players that he brought. We had a program in the country. I never wanted songs from them. I remember the people that I saw. The likes of Muna Kim, the lady that to Central Bank, currently the deputy to Central Bank.
So I mean, you have all the information and every stuff. Now,
yes.
I want to connect some dots here, Madam Rad, and it's a very honest conversation. We'll soon go to take calls. We end on the Bassetinian note.
Yeah, we have.
Yes.
Like you suggested. Now, my take is I want you to connect the public. At what point in time did you realize? Or did you get to know that Koji? Oh, let me be straight to the point. At what point in time did Koji tell you?
Just a couple of months back.
You want to be? I want to give you some.
You want to be
seconds.
Like 2 months back. Like probably 2 months and a half back.
2 months and a half back.
Yes, 2 months and a half back.
That could be October.
Perhaps
We're in January.
Yes, October.
So December,
Yes.
November. That could be October.
October, yes.
A month to the beginning of the county meeting. So somebody could also say some of the reasons why you went to support Lofa County because Koji is an influential man in the CDC. He will give you a lot of people who can make you win primary, and so you went to support his county.
No. I started supporting.
And because he's no longer in your line, he has not given you the green light of having yourself on the CDC ticket. You thought to leave a Lofa alone, let him do a Lofa thing, and you go to your grandmaster.
No, okay. Let me be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
There are people that hairs have been lifted. There are multiple people that have been on the party ticket. Have they won elections?
So in essence, you don't even need a CDC ticket to win.
What are you talking?
You don't need it.
What are you talking? I'm a plus for the 10 ticket. Sorry for the expression on the radio.
Okay.
I'm a plus for the CDC ticket.
It's good you talk about.
You don't even need to sell me.
Okay.
You've already
When you talk about popularity, I've been sold.
So in this case, the CDC
When you
needs
talk
you,
about
then you.
I mean.
what are you talking?
So
You have to know your worth.
So the citizen need you, then you need them.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm a citizen. I'm not going anywhere. But let make it clear. I'm a value to citizens and they are to me. But the party currently, I'm a value to them.
We don't have time.
So they don't understand it. I'm a value to them.
Okay.
Whether with a ticket or not, I'm gonna run.
Okay. All right. So what is this issue you have with the bicentennial? And we need the public's participation.
I seriously hope we can have Charisma back. Trust me, we really have to get her back. Because there are a couple of burning issues.
I need to even have this show from 4 o'clock up to this.
I had to celebrate. You know, when we were walking out on the road, people say we were stupid. We found out behind a stupidness. But, hey, God, thank you for joy. I don't know what to say. I lack a word. I lack a word. So, let me do that. If I want to show you, when I want to give the opinion, he said, he said, I don't want for my people to live. They cannot wait. I'm going to change their life. And when you give them consonant, it's our foolish horse. Under your clothes, your way carry. Hey, I'm telling the people on that people. Cap 2023. Cap 2023 is the best president of our time. He's a more talkable. Acquiring Bible medicine. Acquiring silver medicine. Acquiring Bible medicine. The reason acquiring Bible medicine is why you're taking people from Mara to our country. The reason acquiring the way I celebrate.
Hold that we are coming the key in a smart thing because your partner saying I think say will not be president, no one will become president. You're passing around with fake picture, fake news. One poor got like poor friend go about and play. You're saying that they will kill you, okay, when they kill me no bear, when they kill me no bear me your knee. As you are parling will bear me, am I money? Nobody more in the country are quarrying or Naya business. Once not you are not see me. So please leave me out. We are going here. Now we enjoying peace. And the key on our business. Your partner saying that this is not become president. No way for them, no left on this. So they jealous in our government. You are the other enjoy our government, yeah. Hold it.
Let my brother be found. It's this. I gave y'all a time. Let my brother be found. Let my brother be found. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. There ain't no way for somebody to just disappear. Just like that. Ain't no way for somebody to be disappeared. Just like that. Let it be warning to our fucking grandchildren. Let my brother be found. Down to the government because I know you work in the government also. Liberia, let my brother be found. I'm not joking. Let him be found or else. They say enough is enough. Yeah? You enter in the house, you clear the house. We stay here. You kill our loved one. You take their life. They know they kill them. You take the innocent soul. Not this one. Not this one. It should be alive. It must be alive. Or grandchildren, whatever, and his wife. You woman, go back to your fucking village. Make sure my brother is found. Or else, I'm not playing with you. I am not playing. I'm including you. You know something about it. Just where every one of you guys go to the government. Every one of you guys in Liberia, let my brother be found. It's a fucking threat. Let him be found. I'm not fucking kidding. Because when you let the devil to get out of me, it will not be easy. Y'all say I'm fucking already rude. I will show the past rudeness in that country. Y'all will regret the rest of your life. I will be right in my house. It will be World War III. I'm not joking. Y'all see the wicked out of me, and you're not like it. Grandchildren, let my
Right now, Jefferson Kochi, Thomas Falasa, Joseph, they put their team together. They got men hunting, Stephen Cassidy Moluba to kill him. Because that boy is a bomb assassin. Every damn killing he did for the president, they're ready to expose it. And let me just tell you something. The opposition got all your clip. All the place you got your weapon hiding, we know it already. But because we don't want the people to rise against you, that's why we tell hold it. That's why the leader said no, don't put it out there. Because if that way I ain't give a fuck. I'm going to expose you, Joshua. Every day we sign in Ghana in the hotel with Winston Totman, I got all copies of the document. So I told you, I was in the CDC as acting CRO for the women league. That means I was a spokesperson for the women. So every damn fucking shit you did, I got copy of those documents. Whoa! Okay? And you know I don't joke. When I talk my things, I don't talk. I talk it, I mean it. That's why I call the press attention to listen to what I want to say.
My friend and brother, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kamara. How you doing? I am doing great, and I'm grateful to my God and everything that I find myself in, good or bad.
Also, me, I'm doing quite okay. I'm doing excellent. Except we are here this morning again to do our normal routine, to be able to talk to our comrades and compeers about the place that people call country, to talk about the place. So, do you have anything to say before we start the ball rolling?
Yes, I always have something to say, you know that. So first and foremost, like I said, I'm grateful to my Creator, and I want to say welcome to all of our followers. Right now we are running 122 people live. We want to say welcome for joining us in advance. And I also want to get a small shout out there to people that say we should leave this and go to work. They are okay with their country. The country is not just you. There are so many people more than you. About 5 million people own that country, including me. So the country is not just for you. And just so you know, this is part of our job. This is something that we committed ourselves to do. In addition to what we do every day to live in America, including cracking and cracking out. So in addition to that, I also want to just do a small promo of my business, Kangoma Multi-Service Consulting. Remember, we are doing immigration services for all of our people. Anything you think about immigration, including filing for your parents, children, wife or husband, fiancé visa, student visa, maybe you want to do some DV, something that somebody wants DV and you don't know the way out, further processing documentation, affidavit of support, and you name it. We are also helping with non-contested divorce or mutual consent, and also life insurance and auto insurance referrals. We are licensed to do everything we are talking about. This agency is a fully registered agency with the state of North Dakota and also the federal government. We are just like other companies, but we're small, trying to grow, okay? Our number is 267-648-8012, 267-648-8012. But please don't call me right now. I'm live. I'm on a live show right now. Don't call me right now. By the time I hit the button, we're done. Then you can start to send me your call. You can send me the text. I might answer your text. But for now, we are doing advocacy. So the phone is right here, but I'm not going to answer right now, just so you know. So AB, yes, so far so good. I want to say welcome to everybody that joined you. I want to say thank you in advance for joining us. This is your part of contribution too. When you join or you listen to all and you take cue, you know, you don't have to take what we say, but do your own investigation on the basis of common sense. And then we pick up from there. It is all about Liberia. We want to see it better. So if we can't live there now, when we retire, we'll have a place to live better. That's why we do what we do. All right. Thank you, AB, for asking.
All right. But before we start this morning, I just wanted to play you a clip, so that our audience will be able to see, and then we can start our discussion from there.
AB. Yeah, a lot of our followers don't read the topic, and you know what? We don't blame them for that. We are too busy. So I want to introduce new thing where we will continuously cite the topic while we continue to go, so that people can know what we're talking about, so they can join into the view or into the conversation, not knowing what we're talking about.
Okay.
So this morning we are talking about our topic under consideration this morning is CDC 17 years political power struggle. Have the CDC lived up to its political manifesto since grabbing state power during the runoff election in 2017? Is the unions of the Liberian state strong under President Weah, considering everything we know? That is our topic this morning. Depending where you are, it could be in the afternoon in Liberia. I think 12 something.
It's 12.
So, and other part of the world. So call us and drop your contribution, so all of us can be part of this. Today we're not going to talk much. We want you to call in, especially seditions. You'll call in and tell the Liberian people how far you're gone and where we are in terms of the union of our Liberian state. Thank you.
All right.
So I did a post yesterday after I drove to my party headquarters on the 17th anniversary. I actually took along three friends. I called for. I intended to carry a bus of partisans, but unfortunately, all the young people in my area that I contacted, I was so disappointed when every single one of them, was very clear. Someone then told me, "Look, Brappy, that scan thing they put did all we stupid again, and all of those things." Well, fortunately, my money for the transport, the charter of the bus, they didn't really go there. So I took three friends and decided to go to the party headquarters. And I was there up to 11:45, 12:15. And with the exception of a few executive committee members, the place was virtually like a ghost town. That is very unprecedented. There is nowhere in the history of CDC where an event people will go and mobilize. No, seditions are spontaneous people. They react just from hearing an event is occurring in the party headquarters. Nobody transport nobody. But unfortunately, when we try to send out a signal that look, something is fundamentally wrong, we got 6 more months to get into the election season, and we have a deeply divided party. And our only hope of President Weah's second-term victory is a splinter opposition. That is a very, very shaky proposition. You can't hope to win because your opponent is not in a married relationship. It doesn't make sense. Your strategy should not be on the weaknesses of the opposition. You should consolidate your base. But here you are. The party is deeply divided. There are those who are seriously aggrieved and disappointed in the victory. And we think nothing is wrong. We feel nothing is wrong. And when we try to send out a signal that, look, we need to come together as a unit. We need to strategize. Look, if opposition win in this country, it's going to be dangerous for certain key figures in the CDC. People will go to jail. People will go to jail on perception. People will go to jail on reality. People will be persecuted because the new government is not going to solve the economic or social problem in the country. They will shift the attention of their inability to deliver and start to persecute. Whether people did crimes against the state or not, people will just be embarrassed. And that is why when we call and send out a signal that, look, we need to put our heads together. We cannot win 2023 if we are divided. And let people be having the illusion that, oh, they can still get 1 or 2 people. We lost Lofa County because of our stupidity. We were not supposed to even attempt to disenfranchise Brownie Samuka. That was the first political mistake we made. That's 500,000 votes we lost. 500,000 votes. Where the Zoes, the devil came out and told us, leave our son. The man went through the democratic process. We should have prevented the process from occurring. He went through the democratic process. He won. The traditional people intervene, and you see them like they are nothing. Forget about Lofa County. Forget about Lofa County. We will never get votes from there. Lower Bomb, Magibi. We really think the MPP will marry us again? You really think so? You have a divided MPP just as you have a divided CDC. So that's a gamble. That's a gamble. Don't trust Prince Johnson. He's not... I mean, the history of Prince Johnson is such that you can't really trust him. Besides that, the people of Nema County are becoming a little bit more inclined. They believe that they have paid their dues to General Johnson. So General Johnson is a swinging pendulum. Where do we hope to amass the vote in the southeast? The southeast? The underpopulated southeast? Is that where our victory will come from? Forget about Monserrato. Forget about Monserrato. 3 different times we have lost Monserrato. There is no guarantee that the 4th time we'll win. So forget about Monserrato. So then how do we intend to win 2023? And the victory for 2023 is not about us, because those who advocated on behalf of the party were marginalized. So it's not about us, it's about y'all. You're the one who we're trying to ensure that y'all don't be prosecuted. So if y'all feel that Dr. Tenney like to put a sensitive post, is to draw your attention to the prevailing reality. Y'all stop fooling Josh Weir. Y'all stop fooling him. Y'all pretend like everything is okay. Yeah, y'all tell the man, oh, we got the masses. Baku, you strong. Baku, you strong. Wait for 2023. Don't consolidate your base. Don't reconcile your party and think that you're going to have a dinner party 2023. No. I mean, y'all focus on, oh, Dr. Tenney man get problem. This one, he that one. I get problem. Before I stood in the gap for over 11 years, facilitating the ideology when people were insulting me that you of all person will go to a party where talks are, that today you know are some kind of way. We meet 2023, we know who some kind of way. Y'all shouldn't put yourself together. Don't put yourself together. Be thinking that you can have an easy ride. That you're the one who go to jail when these people take power from you. Y'all will not play. Y'all won't play fun with yourself. You're the one who will be prosecuted, not me. I didn't steal against the state. There's no perception of stealing against me. You're the one, the people who they saying you're rogue. Y'all be playing fun with yourself. Y'all shouldn't come together and operate like a party. Let's trash all our differences and see how we can strategize. Y'all continue. They get plenty orange uniform. Oh, wear some. Be sitting down. Nonsense.
So that was Dr. Lester Tenney. But let me start with you on the entire CDC 17th anniversary. Let me start with you.
Yeah, Amy, you know, the band is very interesting. But the data talk true, you know, and you play Professor Dupo's music, right?
Mm-hmm.
So CDC need to listen to that music and try to figure out what it is to be in power and what it is to be out of power. You know, sometimes we say it here, it sounds too strong according to the perception of the people. But you see, when you are honest and you are truthful to what you do, you may not get many friends. But the good news is you will get the best ones. That's why it is.
So people that follow us, they got reasons to follow us. And one of the reasons they follow us, we say it as it is. That's the reason they follow us. The anniversary is not a bad thing. Birthday anniversary, wedding anniversary, any anniversary for that matter, is not a bad thing. But what people usually articulate, it is the achievement or the challenges of the institution. And when we look at the CDC from the perspective of political history, citing electoral records in Liberia, I don't think they have done well, even including the governance period that they have been in power almost 5 years. Okay, so they have not done super well. I should not even ask super that they have not even delivered on their manifesto. And you know, I listened to the doctor and I just sat with him. He's right. People are living in a different world, in the state of utopia. Let's go back to 2005. 2005, CDC King's first, Unity Party King's second. 2011, the demoted George Weah, the CDC party demoted George Weah from number 1 to number 2 and carried Winston Tubman. What was the rationale behind that? They wanted to win election and George Weah was not a better presidential material. But because he had this popularity with the young people as a result of soccer or football in Liberia, the CDC decided that he'd be on the ticket as number 2. It's just common sense. Okay? CDC went to that election, they still came second. They did not win the election. During the runoff, they walk away. We go to 2017 because of the political interplay by alien group of the Unity Party, including carry George Weah on Banga Highway to break ground for the road leading to Lofa County, Joseph Boakai home. Everything play out the way it play out. So this time around, CDC came first. And Unity Party, Joseph Boakai came second. So when you go back to Election Commission website, folks, you can go there and get it for yourself. I'm just going to give you the analysis, the verbal analysis. CDC have always held their consistent 25 to 26% of the total vote. Even before they grabbed this presidency during the runoff, a compromise system. Consistent 25, 26% of the total vote. I don't want you to ask me why you're talking about the other people, because we're not discussing them this morning. We are discussing CDC. 17 years political struggle, including their governance years. Okay? So, that party did not attain for 3 electoral participation. 3 electoral participation. 2005, 2011, 2017. They could not attain 50% plus 1 vote as required by 1986 Liberian Constitution. To win a presidency, you must attain 50% plus 1 vote of the total registered votes. CDC have never attained that number. And they will never attain it because why? Now that they have won the presidency, the Liberian people did not know them, especially the majority of the young people did not know who George Weah was. Now we know them. The Liberian people know who George Weah is. They know who CDC is in terms of political and administrative governance. How can this party celebrate 17 years of their existence and boast of beating opposition come 2023 when they cannot even win their stronghold consecutively 2 times, 2019 and 2020? Can you imagine that, AB? They are speaking in the past. How can they win general and presidential election come 2023 2023 when they cannot even attain a single seat, with the exception of Mona Penal's seat in Montserrat County 2020. Like the doctor said, you carry housing unit in Grand Cru when they have no human being for the most part. Grand Cru, Riverside, River G, Grand Gire, Maryland, and Sando. These were the counties that could not meet up with the electoral threshold, 2004 electoral threshold set up by NTLA, National Legislative Assembly, as a result of the peace accord. So what that group of people did, they gave each county in that region a base of 2 seats, because Blambo, Nelson, and all were in there. Their argument was the fact that those smaller quarters are counties, there should be no need for them to have 1 seat. But actually, they just needed 1 seat based on the population out there under the 1986 Constitution. However, the NTLA succeeded, giving them the base of 2, that got majority of the counties in that area to have 3 seats representatives. So do you think that the Southeast, like the doctor said, underpopulated Southeast will make George Weah to win election? Okay, let's hold it constant. Majority of the people are saying, oh, you know, Africa, people can rig election, they can manipulate because they get all the logistics, they get money, they do that. Let's hold it constant that George Weah will win election. He will win no seat. Maybe under Sir Joseph will win. Looking at what we know in Montserrat County, Sir Joseph has become the richest senator in modern Liberian political history, based on what we know he's doing. Where he getting his money from, that's a different conversation. I don't know. Maybe he's using his pay. We don't know where he getting money from. Maybe he's getting it from business based on what he told us. But maybe when the opposition win election, like the brother said, we need to carry on lifestyle audit. Majority of the people we knew before CDC got power, we now know then what they got based on what we see. So, Abi, to conclude on this analysis of CDC 17 years anniversary, and the president goes there to dance, I don't see it relevant though. In my opinion, and on the basis of facts, CDC have now lived up to its manifesto based on what they told the Liberian people. How many poor people that have been lifted out of poverty? The finance minister get on spoon talk and play with voice. We're not going to play with no voice. We're going to do it the common sense way. How can you lift people out of poverty when you don't create jobs? How can you lift people out of poverty, reduce poor people in Liberia when you don't offer them jobs? How can you take people out of poverty when you got hospitals that have no doctors, no nurses in there? How can you lift people out of poverty when you got schools built by Plain International and the other one that we got already, the government school, when you got no qualified teachers teaching? Some of the schools don't even have teachers. Abi, when you go on Tour Street and see Tonma Hall building, you feel disgusting. And even Tour, Samuel Tour, the current finance minister, I understand he graduated from Tonma Hall.
That was the school that he graduated from.
Nathaniel Magay graduated from Tonma. These are the guys that are running the show today. Graduated from Tonma Hall. When you go to GW Gazing, ordinary person or pastor now own half of GW Gazing building. Only that portion of GW Gazing building is looking good. You don't even have majorities of the student population going to government school any longer. Folks are going to government school. I'm more or less self-supported student like me. Like the way I used to be. Yana boy goes there and go to school. Those are the people you find going to Tonma High. Tonma High even gets space in Liberia right now. Before you talk about GW Gibson. How are you going to lift people out of poverty without education? How are you going to do that? How are you going to let people out of poverty without a blueprint that will lead into massive agricultural activity? How are you going to let people out of poverty when you got no development plan? How are you going to let people out of poverty when you're buying, excuse me, when you are purchasing $150,000, $200,000 vehicle for one minister to travel? How are you going to let people out of poverty when you got the national budget 5% or less than 5% for agriculture? How are you going to let people out of poverty when you increase gasoline price for the purpose of building new roads and repairing new roads when you are going after that money and redirect that money into Joshua personal activity? How are you going to let people out of poverty when University of Liberia students are out of school because of renovation? How are you going to do that? They're not going to school any longer. Both are Fendel and University of Liberia main campus. How are you going to let people out of poverty when you got the number one person that represents our foreign policy does not come to the United States to negotiate on behalf of Liberia, the Minister of Foreign Affairs? How are you going to let people out of poverty when you got no foreign investment at all? How are you going to let people out of poverty when you got the president himself who has a restricted visa to come to the United States? How are you going to do that? How are you going to let people out of poverty when you have a president in the midst of crisis going on stage to dance to Nigerian music?
Buka.
Or buka, whatever you call it. How are you going to have let people out of poverty and have a prosperous Liberia when Liberian people problem doesn't even matter to you? When you don't carry on any conversation for almost 5 years, just we have not had any open interview or press briefing or press statement at the level of the executive mansion, except they do audio and publish it. How are you going to lift the people out of poverty when the leader does not even have the audacity to speak to the people on camera directly? But he's dancing. Get at me. I want to have the opportunity to dance with George Weah too, so we all can get it. Get the beans. So you go to your party's 17 years power struggle program, instead of offering your partisans and the Liberian people reassurance in the midst of all these challenges, you are dancing. You are dancing. Abi, I can guarantee you, all the Liberian people need to do 2017 is to review, 2023. Thank you for that correction. All the Liberian people need to do 2023 is to review their life for the last 5 years under George Weah, in George Weah country. If it has been better, then they should vote for George Weah and his cartel. If their life has declined in terms of reality, then all they need to do is to vote out George Weah and his cartel.
Okay.
That's what they need to do. I don't see any practical achievement on the basis of CDC manifesto from 2005 all the way to today. I don't see it. But all I see is the looting of our country. Every single day, on the part of seditions, those are in power. And they abuse our people and they steal our money. That's what I see.
Okay, for me, I would like for us to play you back that clip. Lester telling clips once more before I can be able to give my analysis. Then we'll go to the phone line.
So I did a post yesterday after I drove to my party headquarters on the 17th anniversary. I just took along three friends. I called for. I intended to carry a bus of partisans, but unfortunately, all the young people in my area that I contacted, I was so disappointed when every single one of them, was very clear. Someone then told me, "Look, Brappy, that scan thing they put did to all, we need to pay again, and all of those things." Well, fortunately, my money for the transport, the charter of the bus, they didn't really go there. So I took 3 friends and decided to go to the party headquarters. And I was there up to 11:45, 12:15. And with the exception of a few executive committee members, the place was virtually like a ghost town. That is very unprecedented. There is nowhere in the history of CDC where an event people will go and mobilize. No, seditionists are spontaneous people. They react just from hearing an event is occurring in the party headquarters. Nobody transport nobody. But unfortunately, when we try to send out a signal that look, something is fundamentally wrong, we got 6 more months to get into the election season, and we have a deeply divided party. And our only hope of President Weah second term victory is a splinter opposition. That is a very, very shaky proposition. You can't hope to win because your opponent is not in a married relationship. It doesn't make sense. Your strategy should not be on the weaknesses of the opposition. You should consolidate your base. But here you are. The party is deeply divided. There are those who are seriously aggrieved and disappointed in the victory. And we think nothing is wrong. We feel nothing is wrong. And when we try to send out a signal that, look, we need to come together as a unit. We need to strategize. Look, if opposition win in this country, it's going to be dangerous for certain key figures in the CDC. People will go to jail. People will go to jail on perception. People will go to jail on reality. People will be persecuted because the new government is not going to solve the economic or social problem in the country. They will shift the attention of their inability to deliver and start to persecute. Whether people did crimes against the state or not, people will just be embarrassed. And that is why when we call and send out a signal that, look, we need to put our heads together. We cannot win 2023 if we are divided. And let people be having the illusion that, oh, they can still get 1 or 2 people. We lost Lofa County because of our stupidity. We were not supposed to even attempt to disenfranchise Brownie Samuka. That was the first political mistake we made. That 500,000 votes we lost. 500,000 votes. Where the Zoes, the devil came out and told us, leave our son. The man went through the democratic process. We should have prevented the process from occurring. He went through the democratic process. He won. The traditional people intervene, and you see them like they are nothing. Forget about Lofa County. Forget about Lofa County. We will never get votes from there. Lower Bomb, Mangibi. We really think the MPP will marry us again? You really think so? You have a divided MPP just as you have a divided CDC. So that's a gamble. That's a gamble. Don't trust Prince Johnson. He's not... the history of Prince Johnson is such that you can't really trust him. Besides that, the people of Nema County are becoming a little bit more inclined. They believe that they have paid their dues to General Johnson. So General Johnson is a swinging pendulum. Where do we hope to amass a vote in the southeast? The southeast? The underpopulated southeast? Is that where our victory will come from? Forget about Monserrato. Forget about Monserrato. 3 different times we have lost Monserrato. There is no guarantee that the 4th time we'll win. So forget about Monserrato. So then how do we intend to win 2023? And the victory for 2023 is not about us, because those who advocated on behalf of the party were marginalized. So it's not about us, it's about y'all. You're the one who we're trying to ensure that y'all don't be prosecuted. So if y'all feel that Dr. Tenney like to put a sensitive post, is to draw your attention to the prevailing reality. Y'all stop fooling Josh Weir. Y'all stop fooling him. Y'all pretend like everything is okay. Yeah, y'all tell the man, oh, we got the masses. Baku, you strong. Baku, you strong. Wait for 2023. Don't consolidate your base. Don't reconcile your party and think that you're going to have a dinner party 2023. No. I mean, y'all focus on, oh, Dr. Tenney man get problem. This one, he that one. I get problem. Before I stood in the gap for over 11 years, facilitating the ideology, when people were insulting me that you of all person will go to a party where talks are, that today you know are some kind of way. We meet 2023, we know who some kind of way. You shouldn't put yourself together. Don't put yourself together. Be thinking that you can have an easy ride. Now you're the one who go to jail when these people take power from you. Y'all will not play. Y'all won't play fun with yourself. You're the one who will be prosecuted, not me. I didn't steal against the state. There's no perception of stealing against me. You're the one that people who they saying you're rogue. Y'all be playing fun with yourself. Y'all shouldn't come together and operate like a party. Let's trash all our differences and see how we can strategize. Y'all continue. They get plenty orange uniform. Oh, wear some. Be sitting down. Nonsense.
All right, folks. You know, for me, that is the reason why people can say, you know, there was a Abraham guy. The guy can come, he can talk. Yes. Yes. You know, I have my reasons. I have a legitimate reason why that George Weir presidency was a terrible mistake by the Liberian people. Look at where the country stands right now. Look at where we are. Look at where we are. Look at where we have come from. Under the 4 Berlin presidents, they done their weed smokers presidents. To the extent that the man depend on their say, on he say, they say. To the extent you having a 17-year party anniversary, the people who brought you to power, the coalition who brought you to power, that coalitions were not present at the party headquarters. That coalition was not present. There was some of the agitators that were not present. The likes of Joe Howard Taylor. You want for me to name more? They were McIntosh. The likes of Barney. The MPP Barney, Jim Barney. All those guys were the key factors that brought the CDC, that brought the 4 Berlin president to power. Do you think that the CDC will hold the coalition that brought them to power? Do you think that coalition will hold? You can say all you want to say. Look at Ellis Taylor. Ellis Taylor could not even go to the party headquarters because of shame. Because of shame, these guys, they are all stay away from the party. And then you come, you say, oh yeah, CDC will win. When the CDC party, the CDC party is so much divided to the greater extent. The CDC came to power. The man gave his inaugural speech. I was thinking that this man was coming with the good intention for the Liberian people. When he said the Liberian would not be a spectator in their own economies. Oh yes, that's how I was thinking. Go to the Goyo lessons. The Goyo lesson has taken over our country. Goyo theory has taken over our country. People are dying left from right. And this idiot called a president, he cannot even say nothing of that. This idiot called a president cannot even say nothing about that. Then you come, you sit down. Then you come, you sit down to say, oh yes, CDC is strong. CDC will win power. With the way the CDC government is, only a few people within the CDC they are enjoying. The CDC party headquarters was looking at a ghost town. Now I'm not saying it. You hear it for less than 10. You heard for less than 10. But you know what? The truth of the matter is that the oppositions must put their eyes together. Because in order for us to be able to boot this idiot called a president from out of office, we need to calibrate. What kind of president come in a country? He is like a boba. He's like a deaf and dumb. President Weah is like a deaf and dumb president. A president who does not speak, but only speak to his party, but fail to address the Liberian people concern. You call that a president? You really serious? Do you really call that a president? But we'll go to our phone line this morning to open our phone lines. You can be able to call on 215-224-8124 or 267-938-2801. That is the number to call. 215-824-8124 or 267-938-2801. That is the number to call. That is the number to call, 215-824-8124 or 267-938-2801. That is the number to call. Yeah. Yeah, Francis.
Yeah, another thing that I noticed of the doctor's statement, even though it could be authentic.
We have a caller here. Pastor Moore, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Francis. Good morning, Pastor. How you all doing this morning?
Yeah, we are doing good.
I like the way you guys can start a show. And of all the podcasts I have seen, the two of you, the first thing y'all do when y'all comes on is to tell God thank you. And I've been monitoring your, maybe people don't observe podcasts, but I observed the both of you every time you come on is God, thank you. God, thank you. You know, and you proceed. The next thing is playing those clips of all of the happenings in Liberia. I'm driving, so if you're hearing a little noise,
Yeah, you're
as well.
good. You're good.
But, you know, people may argue this, but you know, we all know, sincerely, George Weah didn't win that election. But because the party of Joe Boyka didn't want any confrontation, that is why Honorable Bromsky went to the court to challenge the result. But he said, what will it profit us if our hands are stained with blood because of the election? And for CDC to win the election, they ran on one agenda. And that's the only thing I could remember they ran on. What was that agenda? We will prosecute war people or warlords that brought war to Liberia. We will go after those that are corrupt. They have never implemented that one single agenda. The next thing here is that why they have to celebrate 17 years of existence. What have they done for the Liberian people? What have CDC achieved over the 5 years they've been in power for the nation? I can tell you this. This is what they have achieved. They have made themselves rich overnight. They have built themselves castles. They have built for themselves businesses. They have accumulated wealth, financial wealth, in their different accounts. Many of them have gotten married. They were able to send their children abroad to live a luxurious life that they never lived before. And who are the victims? Who are the victims? The victims are those who were chanting, I will say. And today, they are the victims. Like I said, and I will always say, the CDC has shot themselves in their own legs. The only thing the opposition need to do is to come together. Because CDC has given them everything to run a campaign on. Are they willing to come together? Are they willing to put aside their differences to move Liberia forward? And that clip that you played on Dr. Lester, that's a clear reality. Thank God Brother Francis was in Liberia. The only people that will ready to go back and say we will vote for George Weah are those who don't even know what they want. It is because they love soccer. And I tell you this, as a child growing up, as a young man growing up in Liberia, our parents never wanted us to play soccer. For every time we go to play soccer, we're being punished. They told us that game is for grown-up men. You will never have an idea. Where our parents wrong, is that what we are seeing today? We have a president who every award that he ever achieved in life, what makes him to be where he is today is through soccer. But today our stadium is banned. And we elected a soccer star, an icon. Today our national team cannot play home, but we elected a soccer star. Today, we don't even have a fitting academy, but we elected a soccer star. Just before I leave, Honorable George Weah was senator for 3.5 years. Honorable George Weah, who is the president today, was the Senate chairman on youth and sport in the parliament. He had the chance to write up bills, to pass laws for the youth. Did he did it? Were it ever implemented? Why did Liberian people vote for him? What did he really do? People say, oh, George, we have took food, took things to people in a refugee camp. Let them show the videos. Let them show the clips. Let them show the picture. The only thing I remember George Weah did, he were in Ghana and they were all in the clubs and he was sleeping with Liberian girls and giving them money. That was his lifestyle. That was his lifestyle. But you know what? We're not here to attack his lifestyle. We are here to say, what have they done for Liberia that we can benefit? What is the investor they have brought? And this is it. It's not only George Weah. This goes down to the representatives and the senator. Are we going to retain them? Are we going to re-elect them? For me, I say no. It doesn't need re-election. We need to bring a new group of people with new ideas. And if they screw up too, we remove them. We need to always change them until we get the right people that we can retain. Thank you very much, and you all have a blessed day.
Thank you. Francis, have a caller.
No, I don't have a caller right now.
Pastor Charles Ako is calling. Pastor Charles Ako, hold on. Let me connect. Pastor Charles Ako, good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning. Francis, how are you guys?
Yeah, we're doing good.
Very good. Thank you again for continuing the program. I missed the program a lot. But however, yes, I want to ask, I know Brother Francis will get it right, or you will get it right. Do you guys think Georgia is a grown man, or he's a 16-year-old boy?
I think Josh Wanawea is age, but he behaved like a 16-year-old boy. But I clearly believe that he is a grown man.
Okay, Georgia is not a grown man. Georgia is a 16-year-old boy. In Liberia, we have caused the curse on ourselves. Liberian voter, not all Liberians. The Liberian voter have called the curse of God in us. If you look at the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 16, it says, woe unto a nation that make a child their ruler.
Can you call back, because our audience are not getting you? Can you just cut off the phone and call back, please? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So as yeah, Pastor Charles Ako, go ahead.
Are they hearing me now?
Yeah, you are live. Mm-hmm.
Thank God. I was saying, if you look at, I started to say, George Weah is not a grown man. He is a boy. And it is written in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 16. It's a woe unto a nation that make a child their ruler. George Weah is a child in a man's body that wearing a man's pen. That's why you see him behaving like that. And the Liberian voters are the cause for what we are facing today: shame, disgrace, suffering, death, everything you think of that God has called curse and hardship that He put on a nation. That's what Liberia is facing today. You took somebody who had no pride for himself, had no family value. Then you say you want him to have family value for your family. What kind of, you see, we Liberians, we get a problem because we don't fear God. That's why the wisdom of God is not with us, Abraham. The reason why we make dumb decisions in the world beside the rest of the country in the world is because we talk about God, but we're not having no fear for the God we talk about. And when you do not have fear for God, just use God name in vain for people to have behind God name, then the punishment, because the Bible says my name is holy, that I should not use my name in vain. And when you use God name in vain, it's a sin. And Bible says no sin go unpunished. You take a fool who had no, Bible said, those who are not fear for God, they are fools. He said, those that are wise in the world, they are fools. You took a fool who had no fear for God to make him your leader. But at the same time, you want a better education. At the same time, you want good life in your country. Then something happened to our brain. Georgia is not the problem. The problem is us, Liberian voters. The problem is all Liberian politicians. The problem is all who call ourselves religious leaders that can see the truth and we shut our mouth on it because we want to rub shoulders with the rich people and get some power too. Take your fool putting him over our nation is a curse. Where the pastors that say God sent Georgia. You see, because we use God in his being, so the curse come on us. The God tell any pastor of he sent Georgia, God never say anybody disgrace the person. God never chose you and never stood by you to get you wisdom to do the right thing. Therefore, get out and go in, go out and take the Bible. And open and read it and tell you that we all Liberian food that will go on here and say, amen, but tomorrow we get up, our children get by in the street. And the government support, the government investigate, the government investigate and nothing counter it. Because it's a curse. Thank you, Abraham. We need to understand, Liberian voters, we are on a curse and we have to fear God. The only way Georgia leave our back, my words again. The only way Georgia leave our back, we Liberians have to cry unto God. Because we are both Christ on our land. When the children of Israel rebelled against God's word and foresaw that when they saw they were going to happen to you and they refused, so they exactly what God told them you're going to do to them. And when Saul was doing to them, the people ran back to God.
Yeah, caller.
We need to go back to God when we rebel against God.
Just stay on a few seconds so the other caller can hang on.
Okay. Thank you. Log go now to log go now to you.
Oh, the caller went off. Let me call them back.
Hello?
Yeah, hello caller, you are live. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from, I'm Suleiman E. Kamara. I'm calling from Worcester, Massachusetts, USA.
Thank you. You are live on Abraka Talk Show.
I appreciate everything that you are doing. I'm not being getting you the few days I've been concerned. I've been very much concerned. But I would like to talk to you after the program.
Okay, thank you.
When you think you will be available?
I will be available after the show.
What time?
After the show. After the show
what
this
time?
morning. Anytime after 9.
Huh?
Anytime after 9 a.m.
Okay,
Central Time.
Okay, I will call you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Yeah, I mean, what the pastor was saying, he makes sufficient sense.
Sure.
The pastor makes sufficient sense, and that's the reason why. For me, people think that I hate George Manenwia. People think that I hate the Liberian government. We don't hate anyone. But the fact of the matter is that for our brothers and sisters, do you know how many people sleep with hunger in our country? Do you really know? Do you know the amount of women that go to bed hungry? Do you know about that? But that's the reason we have presented this platform for all of us to talk about it. So keep your call coming out on 215-824-8124 or 267-938-2801. That is the number to call. That is the number to call. Let's listen to Lester Tennings once more.
I did a post yesterday after I drove to my party headquarters on the 17th anniversary. I actually took along three friends. I called for. I intended to carry a bus of partisans, but unfortunately, all the young people in my area that I contacted, I was so disappointed when every single one of them, was very clear. Someone then told me, "Look, Brappy, that scan thing they put did all we stupid again, and all of those things." Well, fortunately, my money for the transport, the charter of the bus, they didn't really go there. So I took 3 friends and decided to go to the party headquarters. And I was there up to 11:45, 12:15. And with the exception of a few executive committee members, the place was virtually like a ghost town. That is very unprecedented. There is nowhere in the history of CDC where an event people will go and mobilize. No, seditionists are spontaneous people. They react just from hearing an event is occurring in the party headquarters. Nobody transport nobody. But unfortunately, when we try to send out a signal that look, something is fundamentally wrong, we got 6 more months to get into the election season, and we have a deeply divided party. And our only hope of President Weah second term victory is a splinter opposition. That is a very, very shaky proposition. You can't hope to win because your opponent is not in a married relationship. It doesn't make sense. Your strategy should not be on the weaknesses of the opposition. You should consolidate your base. But here you are. The party is deeply divided. There are those who are seriously aggrieved and disappointed in the victory. And we think nothing is wrong. We feel nothing is wrong. And when we try to send out a signal that look, we need to come together as a unit. We need to strategize. If opposition win in this country, it's going to be dangerous for certain key figures in the CDC. People will go to jail. People will go to jail on perception. People will go to jail on reality. People will be persecuted because the new government is not going to solve the economic or social problem in the country. They will shift the attention of their inability to deliver and start to persecute. Whether people did crimes against the state or not, people will just be embarrassed. And that is why when we call and send out a signal that, look, we need to put our heads together. We cannot win 2023 if we are divided. And let people be having the illusion that, they can still get 1 or 2 people. We lost Lofa County because of our stupidity. We were not supposed to even attempt to disenfranchise Brownie Sambuca. That was the first political mistake we made. That 500,000 votes we lost. 500,000 votes. Where the Zoes, the devil came out and told us, leave our son. The man went through the democratic process. We should have prevented the process from occurring. He went through the democratic process. He won. The traditional people intervened, and you see them like they are nothing. Forget about Lofa County. Forget about Lofa County. We will never get votes from there. Lower Bomb, Magibi. We really think the MPP will marry us again? You really think so? You have a divided MPP just as you have a divided CDC. So that's a gamble. That's a gamble. Don't trust Prince Johnson. He's not... the history of Prince Johnson is such that you can't really trust him. Besides that, the people of Nema County are becoming a little bit more inclined They believe that they have paid their dues to General Johnson. So General Johnson is a swinging pendulum. Where do we hope to amass the vote in the southeast? The southeast? The underpopulated southeast? Is that where our victory will come from? Forget about Monserrato. Forget about Monserrato. 3 different times we have lost Monserrato. There is no guarantee that the 4th time we'll win. So forget about Monserrato. So then how do we intend to win 2023? And the victory for 2023 is not about us, because those who advocated on behalf of the party were marginalized. So it's not about us, it's about y'all. You're the one who we're trying to ensure that you don't be prosecuted. So if your feed out, Dr. Tenney, or like to put a sensitive post, is to draw your attention to the prevailing reality. Y'all stop fooling Josh Weir. Y'all stop fooling him. Y'all pretend like everything is okay. Yeah, y'all tell the man, oh, we got the masses. Baku, you strong. Baku, you strong. Wait for 2023. Don't consolidate your base. Don't reconcile your party and think that you're going to have a dinner party 2023. No. I mean, you're focused on, oh, that the man get problem. This one, he that one. I get problem. Before I stood in the gap for over 11 years, facilitating the ideology when people were insulting me that you of all person will go to a party where talks are, that today you know are some kind of way. We meet 2023, we know who some kind of way. You shouldn't put yourself together. Don't put yourself together. Be thinking that you can have an easy ride. Now you're the one who go to jail when these people take power from you. Y'all will not play. Y'all won't play fun with yourself. You're the one who will be prosecuted, not me. I didn't steal against the state. There's no perception of stealing against me. You're the one that people who they saying you're rogue. Y'all be playing fun with yourself. Y'all shouldn't come together and operate like a party. Let's trash all our differences and see how we can strategize. Y'all continue. They get plenty orange uniform. Oh, wear some. Be sitting down. Nonsense.
You know, that attorney is a very interesting guy.
Very interesting.
I think we need to bring him on the show.
That would be good.
If any one of you guys listening, if you have that attorney contact number, I tried reaching him yesterday. I could not get him, but because I don't have his WhatsApp number, if you have his number, you know, you can be able to inbox me or inbox my friend and brother, Francis Donor, so that we can be able to reach out to him, so he can be one of our guests on the Liberia Today talk show. But nothing much, nothing more. The CDC government is just a disappointment for our country. Many of us thought that the CDC was really prepared, but they have just shown that there have been no time that the CDC government have ever been prepared and ever been ready to take on state power. So much we do. We just want to thank every one of you guys for tuning in. If you have that attending number, please inbox me it or inbox our friend and brother Francis Donor, so that we can be able to reach out to him as he can be one of our guests on the Liberia Today talk show. What must we do? Let me turn the pendulum to Francis for his remark. Francis.
AB, thank you again. I listened keenly to Dr. Tenney. Tenney, right?
Lester Tenney.
Yeah, Lester Tenney. I know he makes sense, but the only thing that I think it is not a right conversation is when the opposition take over, they will pull seditions in orange clothes. I don't think that is the case. Under the rule of law, even the CDC people, CDC-led government, supposed to prosecute alleged criminals and get them convicted if the truth exists. So on the basis of that, let's hold it constant that Joshua will win 2023. Astagfirullah, many people say so. They will still get out because Madam Sadi got out. She led the country for 12 years. She's out. Why we're not prosecuting her and we're not prosecuting people that we thought had smoke on their hands? It is because of the political conversation between George Weah and Madam Sadi. That's why we're not prosecuting anybody. However, there is a big disconnect between that decision and what we see seditions doing. Majority of the CDC-led government officials, including George Weah, they are saying it is Madam Sadi-led government that damaged the country, that created a lot of corruption loopholes and all that stuff. But then they have the political authority, they have the legal authority to prosecute those alleged criminals, including Madam Sadi. They're not doing it. But they want to hold them accountable only by shifting blame, which is not true. Liberian people in their majority, those of you that play soccer, 5-5 penalty, anybody can win it. It could, you know what? The less prepared team could win 5-5 penalty because it's a compromise process. After 90 minutes of play, extra 15 minutes, and nobody win the game, and somebody must win the game, they will go to 5-5 penalty. How can CDC consider their party to be formidable party when they could not win election 3 times? 3 attempts, they could not win it. 2005, 2011, 2017, until we went to a 5-5 penalty, political 5-5 penalty, the one we call runoff. Other political party leaders decided to give them their blessing, and they won. So 2023, my people, you don't have to hesitate. You don't got to get vexed to say, I'm not going to vote because they're the same people. They are not the same people. Even it will remove Joseph Boakai and pull Alexander Kumi in that seat, Alexander Kumi will win CDC. Even it will remove Alexander Kumi and pull Tewon Gongolo in there, Tewon Gongolo will win CDC. Because what? We already know who George Weah is and his cartel. We already know them. The other people, we don't know them yet. But on the basis of electoral result, Joseph Boakai is the next popular guy on the basis of democracy. So that's the reason we make reference to him. He's the next guy after George Weah. Okay, so my people, y'all listen to the data. What we will do here is to keep Liberia as a civilized, authentic, and genuine country and genuine people. People who are accused of massive corruption as a result of government power, they should be prosecuted. Regardless of who take over power, they should be prosecuted. That's the only way the other rest of the world will see us as important and responsible people. I spoke with an assistant minister in Liberia when I was there 1 week ago. And the assistant minister is a female assistant minister. And she said to me that Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf succeeded because majorities of the women around the world wanted her to succeed because this was the first time a woman became president of Liberia in Africa. However, everything they did that have to do with corruption and donors' money and all that thing and all the standards they set up, the government they can't get through because they did so many ugly stuff. And guess what I told them? I told the assistant minister the best thing you can do, tell George Weah to prosecute the people so that you guys cannot get blocked. Because you guys are blocked right now based on what you're telling me, based on what Madam Sadi and her government did. So you're not getting money. So you prosecute the people and gave the donor, said this is what we done and this is the result, so we are ready. Give her money too. And I told her in addition to that, I said, do you know that there are more men leaders, political leaders around the world than female political leaders? And she looked at me up and down. She said, yeah. I said, okay. You tell your Joe we are to talk to his friend men, political leaders in other countries to be able to help him. He said the French people were coming. We don't see them. He said the Arab people were coming where he played football for many years. We don't see them coming with real tangibles. I said, in addition to that, George Weah, you can take anything from George Weah, but you can never take from him soccer. You can't take that one from George Weah. I said, for God in heaven, say my sister, under George Weah, I said, me, Francis, do not. Even a George Weah cannot give me anything else. But for sure, soccer in Liberia under George Weah is supposed to prosper. Supposed to be genuine, supposed to be authentic, supposed to be fabulous. I said, my sister, can you imagine? Now your government here and you know. Thank God you're not putting yourself out there. You know. And thank God that you are there. I said, for God in heaven's sake, something that George Weah did for 22 years as a footballer. Liberia best, Africa best, Europe best, and world best. Under George Weah as president, under his watch. My sister, that day, Lone Star played somewhere again away. I say, Lone Star cannot play at SKD because the football field not correct. I say, my sister, let's put politics one side. Just think about that. Under this man. This is a man that got to the presidency as a result of football, soccer, his God-given talent. His God-given talent. You want to tell me George Weah as a president and chief patron of sport in Liberia cannot even inspire Lone Star players? You want to tell me that? He cannot even inspire Lone Star players to do better? He cannot even allot money, budgetary allotment to get our stadium, the only stadium, better for Lone Star to play in Liberia? Our own games, we can't play in Liberia under the watch of George Weah. My unborn children will not vote for him anytime, even if he come back. I said that alone is a serious incompetence on the part of George Weah. It's a serious, don't care attitude on the part of George Weah. It's a serious embarrassment to our presidency that you have a president that did something for 22 years and under his watch, his team, the national team cannot play in the country because the stadium is not correct. I said, think about that. That was the end of the conversation between that lady and I. So all we're telling you is, you Liberian people under my voice this morning, if you think you are okay for the last 5 years, vote for George Weah 2023. You know what? We are all Liberians. Somebody was talking some nonsense here. I don't even want to respond to them better. But let me just say this to them. Under the 1986 Constitution, Article 27 and 28, once a Liberian, always a Liberian. Just will it constant. Go to court. If you have issue with Liberians in America or outside of Liberia talking the way we're talking, go to court. Go to Supreme Court. There are other Liberians who are American citizens now. Liberia got to go to their passport because the Supreme Court says so. So if you're not reading, it is up to you.
Yeah, hold on.
It is up to you. You don't want to read, don't read. But when we come here, we will give you the information as it is. We'll give it to you. And everything we're talking here, my brother, as a fact, as a reality of the day, George Weah cannot even succeed using budgetary allotment to make Lone Star a better Lone Star, to even get a stadium up to date based on FIFA requirement. We can't even get that from this guy. Something that he did for 22 years. That's a shame. Okay. Let the caller come in so I can conclude with my commercial.
Yeah, Okoro, what is the name and where are you coming from?
Okay, this is Sunshine again. I keep telling you, the same old shit, different day for about 6 years. I told y'all that we have to put sanction on our own people. I mean, look what happened Saturday. Those people went back on their field, whether they're pretending, whatever they're doing, they shouldn't have even gone there. We have to start with, I mean, you guys keep talking and talking, saying the right things, but these people are too relaxed. They're so relaxed, they don't want to just, and they're getting money from supporters. That's it. We are the biggest problem right now with the diaspora. We keep sending, as you said, 2 or 3 days, get on the street and protest. This man will be gone. Now we got a whole fucking, I'm sorry to curse, another 1 year to wait. This man need 2 or 3 days for the masses to jump on the street so we can get him out of there. We have the power. So I will keep saying that sanction is necessary for our own people. Let us not eat because we here working 2, 3 jobs. It's what you think we going through? You know, y'all keep talking and talking. Nothing's gonna change. We have to make a difference. That's what the people do in Nigeria, they do all over the world. They make a big sacrifice, and we have to. George, we are them getting some of our money from the diaspora. 25% Western Union, send wave. They're enjoying from us too. We the one feeling it too. So that's all I have y'all doing. Good work, but we have to advocate for the WCC and sanction all our own people. Yeah, okay. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you very much. Yeah, AB, so let me do my last commercial before we end the show. All right? So, folks, beside our clocking, we do these advocacies and we're running our agency. It's small, but it's growing, okay? Kangoma Multi-Services Consulting. We are helping our people in the community with immigration services. All family-based, not going to court. Let me make it clear. We do not go to court. If you want to file for your loved one, it could be your children, it could be your husband, it could be your wife. My man, it be somebody calling, man. Let me answer them, yeah? Before I conclude.
Okay.
Yeah, caller. Are you there?
Hello, Francis?
Yeah, how you doing? You are on Liberia Today Talk Show.
Oh, is it not your personal number?
Oh, no. This is not my personal number.
Well, I know I wanted to recommend somebody to you for this.
Okay, all right. Just hold on right there, please. Let me call my number to you. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
267
267
648
648
8012.
8012.
All right. Don't call right now until after the show, okay? Please. The next 5 minutes we should get done, all right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, like I was saying, AB, we are helping our people in the community with immigration services, all family-based. If you want to file for your mom, your dad, your children, your husband, your wife, or maybe fiancé visa or visiting visa, maybe somebody want DV, you want to do affidavit of support, you want to fill out the form for visa application, or you need somebody to help your loved one, older person, to go to the embassy in Liberia doing an interview. We are just doing something in Liberia we call broker or maybe middleman kind of work, but not the way you're doing in Liberia. The way we're doing it here is different. We are fully registered to do what we are doing, okay? We also assisting folks with not contested divorce or maybe mutual consent. Both parties agree to do things together to get the paper done and send it to the district court, okay? We're doing that too. We're also doing life insurance. If it's somebody here in America, everything will get insurance for it, even though sometimes Liberian people say that they're about insurance, but you know what? They're not there about insurance. Plenty benefit inside that thing. All of us here, God created us. We were born through our mom and dad. But you know what? Life or tomorrow is not guaranteed. So in America, in the West, we want to prepare for everything. If you want that too, we are certified to do life insurance. Okay, we can help you with that too, to cover you and your family. So our number is 267-648-8012, 267-648-8012. That is my last commercial for the show. So my closing is my people. My people, y'all open your ears. Y'all listen to our sister. She's telling us hey, we should put you under sanction. No Western Union, no money grant, no RIA, no nothing. Because when we send it to you, that is also part of the Liberian economic system. That money goes into the economy, and you are able to go to the market. You are able to go to JFK. You are able to go to the hospital. You are able to pay children's school fee. And George Weah country also take 25% of that money and change it into Liberty based on their own rate and get the change. So our sister is telling us to block all of you guys because what? You continue to follow George Weah and his party CDC. You need to stop. You're still showing to the world and the Liberian people outside of Liberia that CDC is the right party of yours. So everything that happening in that country is good, including illegal death. Look at this election magistrate that got missing in Grand Jude. Up to today, there is no update. Nothing. Princess Cooper gone. The story is over. Everything just Animal Kingdom is even better now. Animal Farm. Those of you that read that book in high school, Animal Farm is better than our country right now in terms of leadership. So my people, we are just coming here to do our part. We still go clacking. I'm still running my agency, even as I sit here. Okay? So all I want to tell you, 2023, you go out there in your majority and vote out George Weah and his cartel. Vote them out. That's the single message we need to give you every single day we get on this platform. You need to vote them out because we know who they are. Thank you for following. Thank you for listening. And thank you for coming.
You take it from me today, Opa will take it from you tomorrow, Mama. You take it from me today, oh Mother will take it from you tomorrow.
And that's how we'll let to come to the very end of the Manefson Abraka talk show. Be our guest tomorrow. Seeing stations, seeing place, seeing individuals. Bye-bye for now.
Fine, 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 fine.